So, you thought the last Funviews was good? I'm gonna break the roof on this one! Woo! Yeah, this is commentator one over there, and he's really messing my recording! Okay. And now, I will talk about KaBLam. The 90s version of an animated sitcom. I said sitcom! Okay, where said sitcom? Oh. Sitcom! The thing about KaBLam was, it was comprised of several shorts, I gotta say. And there were a lot of them, starting with the first one, which was probably the most popular. Action League now! It was a story about like a couple superheroes. There's Sticky Diver, Milkman, Funny Girl in the Flesh, and then there's the Chief, and then there's Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge is a villain. I like Hodgepodge. Hodgepodge. See, they did their little superhero adventures, and this was actually a fairly popular short. Being the only short to be in every single episode of KaBLam, Action League now was a very popular one, even debuting on All That, having a 4-year run on the Nickelodeon series KaBLam, and then eventually, after KaBLam ended, getting its own spin-off. You see? And the next second Snizzlepod new. It starred 2 hyperactive ferrets. Yeah, it was Sniz, the little one who was like 12. And there's Fondue, who's 13 and is like 3 times as tall as Sniz. I know, it's so weird, show. Who went with their roommates, Bianca and Snuppa. I know. They did some work. They aired from 1992 when the pilot aired. Well, the pilot was made, but they didn't really start airing season 1 until 1996 when KaBLam premiered. And then it was rolling steady till about 1998 when they cut the cord. And they did it for another show called The Offbeats. In The Offbeats, there's a group of kids who are the Offbeats. There's Tommy, Rapunzel, August and September, and Betty and Bongo. And then there's the Populars, who are made of a bunch of kids. And there's one of them who always gets kicked out of the group, like, and stuff, and they always had these little things where it goes, then there'd be the adults where they'd be like, what's his name, Grub Groovy or something, or, you know, they do nice things for the kids, but, well, in one of the episodes, Grub Groovy is like, the Populars always making trouble. So, yeah, The Offbeats was a super popular segment that aired from the year 1995 with the pilot episodes to 1998. And now we move on to Life of Loopy. Life of Loopy was pretty popular in KaBLam's history. And Life of Lukey focuses around Larry and Loopy. And Larry tells a little tale of Loopy who does all these crazy things like go to goldfish heaven or inflate his or her dad's house or even go under the sea, get swallowed by a whale and stuff. And It aired from the years 1996 to 2000, actually. And now we move to Prometheus and Bob. Prometheus and Bob was about an alien named Prometheus who tries to teach this little caveman dude, Bob, how to do the things that a regular human can do all the time. There were several episodes, and there was the monkey. Prometheus and Bob sort of had this weird wonky thing where they'd air sometimes right after Action Week Now, and sometimes sometimes after Life of Loopy, and before what I'm going to get into next, which is probably going to cover about 5 minutes, because it's the majority of the shorts are something I like to call, this aired from 1996-2000, surprising shorts! Yeah, these things were pretty cool. Most of the time in season 1 and once in season 2, they'd introduce these little segments that started with June pulling Henry's pants down. Beep, censored. And after they pulled their pants down, Henry would usually wobble along and just turn the page. And then we had a lot of shorts in the Surprising Shorts series. There was Lava, Angela Anaconda, Amelia and Iodine. I can't really figure that many on top of my head. So those are the Surprising Shorts. They aired from 1996 to 1997. Next, we go to the minor shorts. These shorts had a minimal role in KaBLam's history, starting with the Shizigi. Yeah, the Shizigi. I mean, it only aired like once or twice, and it was really not really that much of a good cartoon. Okay, I'm gonna get off the topic of the Shizigi to bring you something more, actually not. Emmett Freedy. Puffy Danks. Yeah, one of the later specials, I didn't like it. And then we go on to a more satisfying thing. Dave, son of Hercules. That was a good short. It aired on the last episode of KaBLam. And it was pretty good. So, now I'll go on to the Brothers Tiki. Brothers Tiki. Brothers Tiki is about 2 aliens who gets stranded because they see a grill on somebody's backyard, and they accidentally get stranded because the person uses their grill as a grill, and yes, their ship's a grill, and every other ship in the Tiki Night universe is a grill. So the person destroys their grill, and they're stranded, and in the end of the Brothers Tiki, it had this loophole ending where they almost died. Yeah, the Brothers Tiki aired from 1997 to about the peak of 1998. And it was pretty good segments. I mean, seriously, I liked it. I think it's probably one of the good surprising new segments from 2000. Next, we go to Henry and June, the good stuff that stays consistent. My favorite era of Henry and June is mostly the 1996 to 1997 era, where they're all cell animated, because I'm a big fan of Cell. If you didn't know, and like, hello, I'm Henry, I'm June. The plot of Henry and June, they don't even have a plot. They just do random things and then turn the page to show the new segments. But sometimes some funny things happen. Like, I don't know, June shows a bunch of bloopers of Henry. Or, June tells Henry to slap his face. Or, there's Super June, which is a funny moment. And then there's also the other characters. Let me get into that next. Mr. Stockdale and Mr. Foot. Yes, and Jimmy McGee. Those were the 3 other characters. Mr. Stockdale, he likes trains. That's all I have to say. And then there's Mr. Foot. He's more an interesting character. I mean, he was in the Henry and June show. He had a pretty prominent role. And there's an episode where they pretty much replaced Henry and June with Mr. Foot. He was a great character. He even introduced Kablams. Next, we go to Jimmy McGee. He was pretty short-lived. I mean, he only was in like a couple episodes. Awooga! And now we go to the kid from the Henry and June show. He was really idiotic. I didn't like him, and I don't even like him. He's like a fanboy of KaBLam. I'm pretty sure he said, like, I'm a big fan of the show, and he's like, oh my gosh, oh. And then Henry and June, I think he's got a pretty satisfying ending. And that's the end of that. So let's go over to something I like to call Weird Time. And the peak of KaBLam was probably season 1. Because I love the animation from those first couple episodes. They were pretty wonky and I liked it. Towards the later parts of season 4, I started to really not like KaBLam. It had some pretty mediocre episodes in that era. And so that was my review of KaBLam on Funviews. Woohoo! Let's go! So bye! Also, the predecessor was All That, and what came after it was Action League Now, the series.